Hi, my name is Chris. I am an incoming junior at Regis High School. I am in the process of building an intelligent door lock which can scan the faces of people that arrive at the door, and I can decide who comes in or out of whatever door I put the lock on. My first milestone, which I just accomplished, is being able to take a picture with the Raspberry Pi's camera module. The Raspberry Pi is like a mini computer. When you attach a monitor and a mouse and keyboard and plug it into an HDMI cable, include a SD card, you create a functioning computer with about 1 gigabyte of data storage. And this add-on camera module allows you to take pictures. Now, first you have to download on a laptop the noobs zip file, which includes a bunch of software for the Raspberry Pi, including the Raspbian operating system, which then goes onto this SD card right here. And when you plug it in and connect up all the monitors and whatnot, you get a functioning computer. Now, first, once I set up Raspbian, I ran this code right here, sudo apt-get install python-serial. And when I run this code, you'll see all this stuff is going to pop up here, and it's going to tell you that this has already been installed because I've already done that before. This installs Python, the coding language, which is one of many coding languages that are needed for the Raspberry Pi. And the prefix sudo here is actually rather interesting because this gives the user a little bit of extra privileges that usually only an administrator would usually get. So after I installed Python and enabled the camera software, I went onto a new file and created this code right here. So this code is saying it takes from this library here called PyCamera, which is a library, is a collection of code. It takes this right here, this class called PyCamera, but capitalized. And this PyCamera, the class, creates an object, and it can create the various variables and functions that are needed for the objects. So this object right here is PyCamera with the 2 parentheses next to it, which is associated with the variable camera. And that variable camera can start the preview and stop the preview, which you will see momentarily. And this function in between here just pauses the camera for 10 seconds. So when I run this code here, it displays everything that the camera sees for approximately 10 seconds, including myself. Hello. And then it stops the code after those 10 seconds and calls this function stop preview. So then this function, this code right here, does almost the same thing, but a little bit more. It starts the same way, getting your class from the library, creates the variable camera associating with the object PyCamera, and starts the preview, can annotate text, and captures an image here, which will save as image.jpg to the desktop folder, and then stop the preview after 5 seconds and taking the picture. So the biggest challenge of this project, so this milestone rather, was probably setting up the Raspberry Pi itself. There was a lot of work that went into it, actually getting the SD card and downloading all the files necessary, because it takes a while because there's a lot that is needed for it. But I'm rather proud of this milestone because now I can take pictures, and eventually those pictures will go into Amazon, and those faces and the features of those faces will be recognized so that it can decide whether or not to open the lock. Thank you.